Alrighty, brothers and sisters, today we're going to be talking about will meme coins ever recover? As we just seen right now, Bitcoin just crashed again as low as 93k, and luckily Ethereum is still holding above that 3000. But when it comes to meme coins, let's be honest, it's not been looking very good, especially since Trump launched his meme coin. Meme coins have not been doing so good, which comes to today's question: will they ever recover? What's happened to them? Or are we going to see them come back? As the market now is reading 16 in extreme fear, which usually is a very strong bottom signal. This is a very important video today, so with no further ado, let's get into it. And as usual, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This show is not financial advice. This show is for entertainment, some education, and hopefully finding God. Now, let's answer this question: will meme coins ever recover? Now, we all know we've been buying and holding these meme coins for a long time now, and especially if you just came in 2024, you've been so disappointed by meme coins because you have not seen really the true power of meme coins yet. So meme coins and altcoins have been in a brutal downtrend now for months. They all topped the moment Trump launched his meme coin, which sucked all liquidity. Now, liquidity is a very important keyword here, which is gonna answer everything we want to know about meme coins. And I want you guys to keep that in mind, that liquidity is important. Liquidity is everything when it comes to crypto. So once Trump launched his meme coin, since then, this was the December-January time. Since then, most of the meme coins have been on a downtrend. Like you got Pepe, you got Turbo, you got BONK Coin, which recently got an ETF, believe it or not, and you got even Pangu, which launched right before Trump launched his meme coin. And the launch of Trump meme coin, which was the 6th of January here, that marked the top on Pangu or Pudgy Penguin meme coin as well on Solana. And when it comes to our low cap meme coins, they as well topped around that same time. So we all remember that Trump launched his meme coin. What people did is they all sold their meme coins. Everybody sold their meme coin to buy the Trump meme coin, and hoping that they can make much more profits to come back and buy up their meme coin, which turned out to be a very bad idea, because Trump's wife dropped her meme coin right after, which crashed the Trump meme coin and causing even more pain and more liquidity extraction. And this was the final nail in the coffin for meme coins. Since then, as we can see, most of the meme coins have been just selling off since Trump launched his meme coin, since the Millennia coin as well. So what happened since then? Most of the people got burned. Retails got burned. Whales exited the market. Influencers disappeared that were promoting Solana meme coins. Liquidity gone. And today we are left with the most fearful market we ever had at 16. So the question remains, is it truly over for meme coins? What can we expect from here onwards? Now, we all know liquidity is the main problem. When you look at meme coins, most of them lost liquidity. Now we can see even Wintermute, which is the largest crypto market maker, talking about liquidity problems. So we all know that liquidity drives crypto cycles, and now the money has stopped flowing, right? Stable coins, ETFs, DATs have grown from 180 billion to 560 billion since early 2024, but momentum has slowed. Capital is rotating internally, not entering fresh. Rallies die fast and breadth keeps narrowing. So basically what this means, there is no more liquidity. That is why we are seeing the markets we're seeing today. Now we understand what's causing the liquidity problem, especially when it comes to meme coins. We need to understand also, is liquidity coming back, and who's going to bring it back, and what this means for our meme coins. So that's why you'll see me talk a lot about rate cuts, about money printing, about all that, because that's the source of liquidity. So while everyone is in crypto is panicking, the macro is actually becoming insanely bullish. And here is why. We have some news that we heard the last FOMC meeting, which means that the Feds are ending quantitative tightening, which means now on the 1st of December, we are going to have the end of quantitative tightening, which means the restarting of the money printer is coming soon. and that means more liquidity coming. That's what caused a major rally back in the day. Now, once the money printer comes in, this means a lot of liquidity coming back into the market, and we're going to talk about how this liquidity will end up in coins like meme coins here, right? How this liquidity will end up into these meme coins. One thing to keep in mind as well is we have the rate cuts coming in, even more rate cuts coming. So if we look at this chart here, which is the Bitcoin dominance chart, when this crashes, this means we have a bull market or an all season. When this is going up, we have the opposite. We have a Bitcoin dominating the market, although we had here and there fewer all seasons whenever we had extreme greed, which causes liquidity to concentrate within special narratives in the cycle. Now we are entering something very different, which is the rate cuts. We're already starting to see this play out. As we can see now, this is the first rate cut happened last year, and now we're having more and more of those. And as this rates lower, this usually causes the Bitcoin dominance to drop, which means also all season. This is just means that we have more liquidity in the market, that there is more money in the market, and the market is buying other stuff than Bitcoin. This does not mean that Bitcoin is crashing and altcoins are pumping. This just means Bitcoin is pumping and altcoins are as well pumping because there is too much money in the system, like in 2021. So soon the Fed will start buying assets again, like in 2021 and 2020. They're starting quantitative easing, just like back in 2019. And this, in short, means the money printer is coming and the liquidity problem is solved. And here are the key things to keep in mind when it comes to the macroeconomy here and what to look forward to here. So the Fed is ending quantitative tightening on December 1st, which is next month. More rate cuts are likely coming, and Trump is probably getting a new dovish Fed chair. Now we have Jerome Powell, which is this guy in this meme, which has been the guy increasing the rates a lot, and also the guy that dropped the rate to zero back in 2020 and printed a lot of money. So we might get another guy who's gonna print even more money, as Trump really want that, because this means the market goes up and this means he looks good. And we're likely getting someone who will keep money cheap and liquidity flowing. This is the same setup that triggered the 2020 bull run, the same setup that sent Doge, Sheep, and all the coins, remember, from 2021 and low caps into the stratosphere. So that's what I'm looking at here. That's what could solve the liquidity problem that we are suffering from, or that we've been suffering from since Trump launched his meme coin, and that is why meme coins have been suffering. So this means that meme coins have nothing wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with meme coins. There is nothing more wrong with altcoins, even though if we look at altcoins that are not meme coins, for example, we can look at Fetch AI, which have been in a bear market for even longer than meme coins. And Fetch AI has been on a bear market since March of 2024. Not only Fetch AI, but multiple other altcoins. We can look at Injective as well, which those I remember since I bought them at the bear market lows and done more than 40x. This one also topped back in March of 2024, way before Trump meme coin, and way before meme coins as well topped, way before Pepe topped. So meme coins have been a very strong narrative this cycle, and I do believe they will come back as they did back in the days. And especially if we look at Dogecoin rallied back in 2014, rallied again back in 2017 bull market, rallied again in the bull market of 2021, and have not rallied or made a new all-time high yet this cycle. We've seen this top here happen as well in January, December 2024, January 2025, Trump launched his meme coin. Dogecoin as well topped right there. So meme coins generally do come back, and they just need liquidity to come back in the market. And the reason we've seen them struggle and suffer this much is because of liquidity that I just explained will be solved as soon as the money printer comes back in. Now, how will this money flow back into these coins? Now, we have something much more different and much more powerful that we had back in previous cycles. Now we have ETFs, and especially ETH ETFs and Solana ETFs. Now, these two are blockchains, you all know, and meme coins thrive on these blockchains like Solana and Ethereum, which means now people that hold Ethereum whales when there will be more money in the system, more liquidity, this liquidity will find itself into ETFs in general, like gold, silver, also Bitcoin and Ethereum, Solana, and they will start buying these guys here. And when they start buying, this means Ethereum price goes up, Solana price goes up. This creates a wealth effect that spreads in the ecosystem of these blockchains like Ethereum and Solana, making whales richer, which means whales have more appetite to buy other stuff in that blockchain, which means they're buying meme coins. And these meme coins, like older meme coins that on these blockchains, for example, have already holders that are down bad or holders that are holding and people that are holding. When these coins pump, people, those holders have again more money, and they finally can exit their coins in profits and then rotate into other coins, and this creates an all season. So pretty much we have now the infrastructure set for liquidity to flow right into cryptos, and especially right into meme coins and altcoins. We just need more liquidity to come into the market, which as I said is coming with the rate cuts, with the quantitative easing, and with the money printing. When it comes to the short term, we can still see pain, we can still see Bitcoin going sideways, we can even see Bitcoin crashing, but the most important to keep in mind is that altcoins already are in the bear market. They've already been going sideways. They are already waiting for liquidity. Liquidity can come either from Bitcoin or from the money printer. For altcoins, the worst is already there. It's already happened. The fear and greed is at its lowest point because most of the people are on altcoins, not Bitcoin, and most of the people are down bad. The pain is already there for altcoin holders, not for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up or down from here, it does not matter to me personally, because I know this is coming. If there is pain, there will be pain, but it will be short-lived. As soon as the money printer comes in, all this pain will just disappear. All these downtrends, all these crashes will just disappear. Now, as soon as the money printer comes back in, it won't matter where Bitcoin stands or what price Bitcoin stands at. Altcoins will start to rally as well. This is something historically we've seen happen over and over and over. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, personally, I do believe Bitcoin might have found a bottom, especially that we have this extreme fear here, and we could see a rally here from Bitcoin maybe going towards 107, maybe even 111 before maybe pulling back lower, and then we can see it maybe rally back higher. We'll see how this plays out, and I'll keep you updated. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe as well. Now, when it comes to individual altcoins and what altcoin plays I'm looking at personally and what I'm seeing here happening. So when it comes to meme coins, you have to keep in mind there is two different types of meme coins. There are the meme coins that are pump and dumps, meme coins that are just launched the same day they are launched, people trade them and it's over, they never come back. The reason is because nobody talks about them ever again, because meme coins need attention. Not only meme coins, everything, every altcoin needs attention, needs someone to talk about. Like recently we seen, for example, Aster coin, people are talking about it and it suddenly starts shooting up. Now we have as well Zcash, which went around on Twitter, probably paying influencers to talk about it, shooting up because everybody is talking about it. Everybody is suddenly into privacy. Everybody is talking about Zcash, and now Zcash is pumping. While Zcash is as old as time and it's been around for a long time, suddenly it started pumping. Why? Because everybody started talking about it and it caused it to pump. So every coin here in the crypto space needs attention and needs people to talk about. How do you know will people talk about some coin in the future? If you just bought it, if it was just trending today, for example, you see this shit coin here trending and you go and you buy it. Now, this could dump and never come back because nobody's going to talk about it pretty much in the future. Nobody was going to remember it. Nobody's going to ever mention it ever again. And that's why it's very important to keep in mind that meme coins need to have some sort of long-term community that's going to keep talking about and promoting them and pushing them no matter what's happening. That's why it's very important for coins in general to have a community and people behind them that love them and talk about them even when they are down. So you have even XRP with one of the largest calls in the crypto space, and that's one of the biggest reasons why XRP keeps pumping and keeps coming back every cycle, and that's because of its crazy calls like community, even though nobody understands what XRP really does, what kind of utility XRP has, but it just keeps pumping, and that's enough for people to keep talking about it. And it has one of the biggest mind shares in the crypto space. Same goes for Bitcoin. And you could even argue that people talk more about XRP than they do about Ethereum, and Ethereum has way more utility than any crypto so far, and still does not perform as well as XRP, let's say, but still it's a larger market cap coin than XRP. So when it comes to meme coins, the same thing plays out. Now, people will keep talking about Pepe no matter what's happening, unless it goes to zero, but still people will keep talking about it. Something like Turbo, which I see a lot of people talk about on YouTube, people will likely keep talking about it. Something like BONK Coin, which just had, for example, Canary Capital filed an S1 for a BONK ETF. Now, BONK Coin just had an ETF news, and we did not see it rally at all. If you look at BONK Coin and the news came out, you can see this candle here with large volume. This was the candle with the ETF news, and then completely retraced that. And it is very normal because there is no liquidity. Who's gonna buy? There is no liquidity in the market to push anything up, even though there are some extreme news coming up now. But you know that people will likely keep talking about this coin, and Pangu, probably people will keep talking about it, even though it's on Solana, and Solana has pump fund and dilution and all that, which I don't like, but some people do like Solana. And then you have lower cap coins, which I want to mention as well, since I've been talking about these for a while, especially Breton 8 and Darky. So we can see now Breton 8 is completely back down to its initial price when I first talked about it. It went to almost 50 million. It's 100x from when the first time I mentioned it on YouTube. Now it's almost back at that time. People that bought back in the time here made multiple six figures, and some made decent gains on it, and now it's back at the same entry. And I personally will stand behind this coin and will keep talking about it because I like the community here, a strong community, and these people deserve to win. And I am still very bullish on it, and I want to keep talking about it, since a large portion of my audience as well holds Breton 8, and you'll see them all the time on the comment section, on Twitter, everywhere. It's a very strong community, and I do want to see this community win. It is very important to me, and I will keep supporting Breton 8 as well as Darky, which is a strong lower cap meme, and as well keeps pumping with the market, and now it's down as well with the market, and it's one of my favorite low cap memes. And I'm gonna keep mentioning these coins, making sure that they have attention in the future whenever the market comes back and the liquidity comes back. And besides that, just the amount of marketing that has been done behind Breton 8 and Darky as well. If you type Darky on YouTube, you'll see it everywhere. If you go on Twitter, you see Breton 8 everywhere. Just the amount of marketing that's been done here will work out on the long term here, as people will remember it, and as soon as the market comes back, people remember these coins. And I'm personally gonna keep DCAing into these coins here and there every day or every few days, slowly chipping in onto these coins. It's something I've done in the past with Floki, which I want to share with you here before we end this video, just as an example of one of my biggest trades ever. And you can check my oldest videos on YouTube. You'll see that Floki was one of the first coins I talked about when it was a real small market cap coin. And the reason why I got into it was because it was listed on Bybit. As you can see in this chart here, this is the Bybit chart, and it was listed back in July of 2022, which was deep bear market, and that caught my attention because that shows that this team was back then was working still on this coin. And Floki was a coin from 2021 when Shiba Inu and everything had a rally, but never really had its time to shine because it came at the end of the cycle. So what happened back then here, guys, is you can see this is where I started buying it, right around here, right around this tiny point here. It was fluctuating between 50 to between $20 million market cap and $50 million market cap. Went ahead to 2 billion. So I'll let you do the math. What I did back in the days here is I was day trading or swing trading leverage on Bybit, and I didn't bother to really go on chain, and most people didn't bother to go on chain and have a MetaMask or Phantom wallet and buy coins. It was just easier to buy straight up from where you trade leverage. Which is a big bonus point for coins like Hyperliquid and Aster, but that's outside of today's video. But back in the days, since the bull market ended and the last thing we'd done on chain was BNB meme coins, and we forgot about those and never touched MetaMasks again, and it was much easier to just buy coins that were on the exchange where I was trading, which was Bybit back then. So I started just buying in every day, maybe $50, $100, $20, $10. It didn't matter much. I was just taking whatever P&L, like I was day trading, and maybe I would make $1,000 from a trade. I will take $50 and buy Floki, for example, just like a lottery ticket. Every time I make some gains on some day trade or some swing trade on leverage, I'll take some money and put it on to Floki, and I kept DCAing until I had over $10,000 worth of Floki at the bear market back in the days, and I had no idea it will really do this type of move. I was just throwing that money just like a lottery ticket money into it and forgetting about it. I forgot even it existed, or I had it. I didn't even look at it. And then at some point I started to see this rally here, and then it quickly sold off, so I just kept holding it until one day you see this real huge pump, and it was very quick. That made me a lot of money, as you can imagine. That's something I want to do this cycle again with Breton 8 and Darky, as I'm also coming up with a trading challenge or a leverage trading challenge, which I'm going to share on this channel, which is doing well right now. And I'm going to start chipping in small profits here and there just to DCA into these lower cap memes and to support the price, and as well know that this in the future will perform well as well. And you can do the same thing with any meme coin you like, that you know that you support and you think will do well in the future and people will likely talk about in the future, and come back when the money comes back into the market, when liquidity comes back into the market, which I just explained the reason behind liquidity coming back into the market. So now in the short term, we might get some volatility. I do believe we still could get a Santa rally where we get a December pump. This is very likely. Then maybe a cool off. And I do believe 2026, which the majority now believe is going to be a bear market. But when you look at the macro picture here, I don't see how this is 2026 is going to be a bear market. If it is going to be a bear market, it's going to be a quick one. And to add to that, we've already been in a bear market. We're already in a bear market since December of 2024. I don't see, this was not a bull market. If you look at this Pepe chart since 2024, since December 2024, early December to early January, which is almost a year, this was not a bull market. It's just been going down. There was no bull market. Even if we look at the Toshi chart, which unfortunately Toshi got listed on Coinbase right after the Trump meme coin launch, and it died off right after the listing because it couldn't sustain the rally because there is no liquidity. And these coins have been on a bear market since then. Most of these coins have been on a bear market since then. So I don't see why 2026 also have to be a bear market for altcoins and meme coins. They already been in the bear market. Maybe they will have maybe 6 more months left or something. But I don't see why we need 1 more year of bear market. This being it. And if we look at the extreme fear, that's it. This is the bear market here. This is the bottom of a bear market to me. When I look at the 16 extreme fear reading, this is the bear market, right? The only thing that is keeping us into a bull market now is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is still here. Bitcoin is still high. Bitcoin is still pumping. We are not in a bear market. If we look at Ethereum, for example, Ethereum rallied recently. If we look at XRP, BNB, and Solana, those also, especially Solana, topped right after the Trump meme coin launch. Solana itself as well been in a bear market for a while now. So Solana topped right at the same day, 13th of January. This was the weekly. Let's look at the daily. This is the Solana top. This was the 19th of January. This was a few days after Trump's meme coin launch, when people saw the official news that Trump has launched his meme coin, and people started buying Solana to go on chain to buy the coin. That marked the top. This was 19th of January. So Solana is about to be over a year in a bear market, right? And that is due to the liquidity, as they keep saying. If we're going to have a bear market, I think we're already past a big portion of it here. And that's why I don't see how 2026, most of it is going to be a bear market, right? If we're going to have a bear market in 2026, it's got to be a very small, short bear market. Anyways, guys, to answer the main question of the video here, will meme coins come back? I do believe they will, and especially the meme coins that everybody talks about, and meme coins that will get attention in the future and not your day-to-day pump and dumps. That's the most important to keep in mind. those will come back. I do believe as long as the liquidity comes back, they will come back with the market, because, well, attention will flow and attention will show them to people, and people will see them and people will buy them. That's about it. That's the logic here. It's very simple, and that's what I believe. Anyways, guys, you can leave me in the comment section which meme coins are you bullish on, which meme coins should I be looking at, and what do you think about this market so far. Thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.